Good evening, this is Rashad Mitchell coming to you live from the YouTube channel. It's like a 10-part series the week that was college football review the 1990 college football season. Go over the overview and including week one, the games that are played to start the season. So we're going to start with the overview of the 1990 college football season, but it was the year of the Helter Skelter, fifth down, Cinderella in Atlanta against the Hokey Pokey and Rockets near Glare. Eager bowl officials created unbelievable disruption of the 1990 postseason because more than ever, they simply couldn't resist making early obligations to a number of teams that stumbled the moment they received an invitation from a major bowl. On the other hand, the Fiesta Bowl had trouble finding a match due to the political perception of the state of Arizona. Colorado and Georgia Tech shared the national title, a fitting finish to a helter-skelter year in which hardly any team seemed capable of holding on to or eager to stake a claim to the number one ranking. Colorado handed general powerhouse teams, but a tremendous blunder by officials in the game against an ordinary but fired-up Missouri team truly shaped the kind of season it would be. The late 33-31 win positioned Colorado for a title shot some felt was monumentally undeserved. On October 6th, confused officials allowed Colorado a fifth down late in the frenzy finish at Missouri's Farragut Field. And above those scored the winning touchdown with 2 seconds left. 50 years earlier, undefeated and second-ranked Cornell beat Dartmouth on a fifth down play. The Big Red graciously conceded defeat the following day after reviewing film of the game. But 1990 was nothing like 1940, and with national honors and millions of bowl dollars at stake, Colorado was in no mood to hand back anything. Coach Bill McCartney tried to change the subject to bad official turf. We slipped and slid all day, or we would have put more points on the board, I tell you that. Later, McCartney correctly pointed out that Cornell's 1940 situation was different, that Big Red used all 5 plays to try to score, while Colorado spiked the ball twice to stop the clock. Both of those wouldn't have run at third down nor spiked the ball on fourth down had they known it was something other than second or third down as a down Marcus Joe. Regardless of the team it win, it amazingly kept the Buffaloes alive in the national championship race at 4-1-1, which they would extend with 6 straight wins and finishing the regular season. In fact, many Buffalo players credited their improved play to the furor of the fifth down that forced them to regroup in the mindset of us against the world. Meanwhile, Georgia Tech authored a genuine Cinderella story. Coach Bobby Ross had arrived in Atlanta in 1987 and weathered 13 straight ACC losses. At one stretch, the Yellow Jackets had opened 1989 with 3 straight defeats, but won 7 of their last 8. Still, they were unranked in the opening 1990 poll. They suffered an annoying tie against improved North Carolina on October 20th. A glimpse AP middle voters seemed to never forgive. Then on November 3rd, showdown. Georgia Tech defeated number 1 Virginia in a memorable 41-38 game. Georgia Tech finished the regular season as the nation's only unbeaten once-tied team. Virginia's top ranking is first in school history, but the Cavaliers crashed with 3 late losses, rendering their early Sugar Bowl selection highly dubious. At least Virginia made it competitive, losing 23-22 game, all of it against Tennessee and New Orleans. The weekly top-ranked team lost an amazing 5 times during the season. Only 2 other years in history, 1981 and 1984, saw more 6 number 1 teams knocked off. Preseason number 1 Miami was spilled by Brigham Young and his Heisman winner and waiting Todd Detmer on September 8th. On October 6th, Notre Dame self-destructing the raft of turnovers against the Stanford Cardinal. Michigan held on to the top spot for 1 week, losing controversially to Michigan State on a single point. On October 13th, Virginia enjoyed its top ranking for 3 weeks until being beaten in the Georgia Tech thriller. Finally, Notre Dame, which had lost at home at the Notre Dame Stadium only twice in the entire history while holding the number 1 mantle, lost at home as the number 1 team for the second time in the same season as Penn State offered the upset on November 17th. Iowa coach Hayden Fry welcomed back most of the same players who had delivered a week 5 and 6 record in 1989. Hawkeyes' worst leisure since 1980, the second season of Fry's Iowa City resurrection. Iowa received more intense play from their defensive unit, quarterback Matt Rogers, son of Boston Celtics basketball coach Jimmy Rogers, and 255-pound tailback Nick Bell considerably improved their play. I won one on the road. Like what Michigan State, Michigan, the U.S. postseason. Toast game celebrations with the favorite dance of fries, the always silly but always fun hokey pokey. Iowa had the Big Ten championship all to itself after its 54-28 annihilation of the conference's best defense in Illinois. On November 4th, the following week, the Hawkeyes lost a heartbreaker to Ohio State. And after losing to up and down Minnesota, they backed into the road as conference quad champs because they had beaten the other title sharers. Washington Huskies, beginning to gear up for a 1991 national title run, ran away by 33-7 in the first half of the Rose Bowl, but some Fries trickery helped the Hawkeyes make the score look respectable at the end. After all the cheering had stopped, Iowa could revel in having danced away enjoyable year with lots of hokey pokey laughs, but just the way Coach Bride always wanted football to be. For better or worse, the rest of the bowl games were far more serious. Due to the failure of Arizona electorate vote a paid holiday for state workers on Martin Luther King Day, the festival became a politically incorrect hot potato. Several schools snubbed invitations to the temple of the avowed respect for their black players. Fiesta Bowl participants by default were undervalued Louisville and Alabama, a team simply grateful to have any New Year's Day invitation. The Cardinals proved their worth with a solid 34-7 win over the Crimson Tide. Colorado met sometimes disappointing Notre Dame in the Orange Bowl. The Fighting Irish were one of the early bowl invitees that tumbled from the title picture with a late loss in their case, the 24-21 home defeat by Penn State. Nursing the delicate 10-9 Orange Bowl lead, Colorado faced fourth down with 65 seconds left. A punt which could have been aimed safely out of bounds instead was kicked directly to one of the game's all-time most dangerous returners, Raheem Rocket Ishmael, undoubtedly this year's fastest player in the Heisman Trophy runner-up to BYU's Detmer. The Rocket raced 91 yards for an apparent winning touchdown, the destruction of Colorado's championship dreams, but officials caught Notre Dame's Greg Davis blocking the back of Buffalo tackle Tim James at the Irish 37-yard line. Although TV replays indicated a genuine if marginal foul, James admitted afterward that even without a hindrance of the legal block, he might have had difficulty halting Ishmael's ruining run. Georgia Tech headed to the Florida Citrus Bowl, despite little respect from odds makers, who favored Nebraska by a narrow margin. The Yellow Jackets dismantled the Cornhuskers 45-21 to win the coaches' half of the national championship. Had Ishmael managed to score in the Orange Bowl's dying moments, Georgia Tech in 1990s vernacular, and it would have had it all. Massive aerial battles broke out all over in 1990. Not only did BYU's Detmer throw for 5,188 yards, but four of the 10 most prolific intra passing efforts to date were offered during the season. Leading the way was David Clemens, spotlighter of Houston's dynamic run-and-shoot offense, which gained few fans because of Coach John Jenkins' perceived proclivity for running up scores on behalf of his NCAA-sanctioned school. Mean-spirited or not, the Cougars won games by 51-35, 44-17, 62-28, 56-35, and 62-35. Cleveland set a record for completing 11 touchdowns against Division I AA Eastern Washington as Houston prevailed 84-21, November 17th. Part of Cleveland's record 54 passing yard touchdowns for the year. Cleveland's 572 yards in the air. Eastern Washington contest became the seventh best in history by season's end. Just 2 weeks earlier, TCU, a new NCAA mark with 690 yards passing, took you on December 2nd, and a December 2-45 win over Arizona State. Cleveland passed 70 passes, completing 41 for 716 yards. And for all the time, single game yardage mark, Pacific's Troy's caught threw for 564 yards against New Mexico State, 10th best game total to that point in collegiate history. The milestones for 1990, February, Notre Dame announces defection from College Football Association, group of major schools, excluding Big Ten and Pac-10 that had banded together primarily to formulate television policy. Notre Dame lucrative contract with NBC to telecast all its home games. Penn State jolted status quo. celebrate the demise of most independent football programs when it accepted 11 membership in Big Ten with conference games starting in 1993. Super conferences began to formulate as Arkansas voted flagging Southwest Conference for Southeastern Conference, Southwest Conference for Southeastern Conference, and South Carolina dropped independence to become 12th member of FCC. Each will begin play in 1992. Independent Florida State joined Atlantic Coast Conference and would compete for its first league title in 1992. Successful Big East basketball concept was extended to a gridiron as football playing members Boston College, Pittsburgh, and Syracuse were joined by Miami of Florida, which in turn found high-profile setting for its fledgling basketball program. Rutgers, Temple, Virginia Tech, and West Virginia full league play was slated to begin in 1992. Controversial Prop 48 was modified, permitting athletes who were crucial academic qualifiers to get financial and previously unavailable to them. Testing for anabolic steroids and related vascular agents became mandatory. Penalty for positive results would cost a player 1 year of eligibility. Fame for 222 lost to Georgia Tech in 1922. Cumberland University returned to competition for the first time since 1949, losing its opener 34-0 to Campbellsville on September 15th. Illinois senior fullback Howard Griffin set 2 scoring records on September 22nd in a 56-21 win over Southern Illinois. Griffin's 8 touchdowns bested Ole Miss Arnold Showboat Wilkins 7 in 1951 and his 48 points bettered the record of 43 set by Syracuse Jimmy Brown in 1956. Longest winning streaks entering the season for 1990. Florida State with a 10-game winning streak, and it was a tie for the 6-game winning streak between Auburn, Michigan State, Northern Illinois, and Tennessee. Coaching changes that took place for 1990. College football was Alabama Gene Stallings, Arkansas Jack Crow, Ken Hatfield Clemson, Barry Woodson Duke, Florida Steve Spurrier, John Jenkins Houston, Bill Curry Kentucky, Miami of Ohio Randy Walker, Gary Moeller Michigan, George Chomp Navy, Ohio University Tom Lichtenberg, Pittsburgh Paul Hackett, Rutgers Doug Graber, Nick Saban, Toledo, Utah Ron McBride, and Wisconsin Barry Alvarez. Now preseason AP poll, top 25 started with this. Number 25 West Virginia, Houston 24, 23 Michigan State, 22 Oklahoma, 21 Penn State, 20 Washington, 19 UCLA, Pittsburgh 18, 17 Ohio State, 16 Brigham Young, 15 Virginia, 14 Arkansas, 13 Texas A&M, 12 Alabama, Illinois 11, 10 Clemson, 9 Southern California, 9 Tennessee, 9 Southern California, 8 Tennessee, 7 Nebraska, 6 Michigan, 5 Colorado, 4 Florida State, 3 Auburn, 2 Notre Dame, and number 1 Miami. So we're going to start the season August 25th, 1990. I believe August 24th was on a Sunday. Colorado played against Tennessee. Colorado, number 5 team in the country, played against number 8 Tennessee and ended in the tie 31-31 in Anaheim. After the Era Plague opening its first ever Disneyland Pigskin Classic, the teams erupted for 35 points in the fourth quarter. Tennessee used quarterback Andy Kelly's passing to overcome a 2014 Colorado lead. Volunteers scored with 2:25 left, but chose to kick tying field goal, tying extra point, thus passing up 2-point conversion that could have won it. Tennessee got ball back in late going, finished game at Buffalo's 16-yard line. Strategy switch, tailback Chuck Webb advanced Tennessee to 16-yard line by running ball 3 straight times, 46 yards in last 30 seconds. Colorado tailback Mike Pritchard, in place of suspended Buffalo's tailback Eric Bieniemy, ran for 217 yards on 20 carries, including second-half touchdown runs of 55 and 78 yards. Colorado defensive back Dave McClellan had 55-yard punt return for a touchdown third quarter. September 1st, 1990. This is week one officially. Friday. On a Friday, Southern California beat Syracuse 34-16. Block punt by Children's defensive back Calvin Holmes and 12 men on the field. Penalty against Syracuse allowed Southern California to rush away. Second half control of 24-13 and 27-16. USC quarterback Todd Marinovich threw for 25, 35, career high 337 yards, 3 touchdowns. While Quantum Pound Orangeman freshman quarterback Marvin Graves in his first game threw for 191 yards on 15 of 30 completion, 15 of 30, running for 59 yards and 17 carries. Maryland beat Virginia Tech 20-13. Teams traded lead 5 times with Virginia Tech, going up 3-0 in that first quarter, 10-7. The second quarter on 5-yard touchdown passes by quarterback Will Ferrer. The Terrapins kicker Dan DeArmas made second and third quarter field goals. Hokies kicker Mickey Thomas tied it 13-13 with 19-yard field goal in the third quarter. Maryland turned it over 4 times. Virginia Tech couldn't muster sufficient offense to take advantage with 1:01 to go. Receiver Gene Thomas took medium length pass in stride at Tech 35-yard line, sprinted 51 yards to winning score by Maryland. Hokies countered with drive to Terps 30-yard line that died with Ferrer's fourth down end zone incompletion. Terps quarterback Scott Zolak passed 20 of 46, 303 yards, 2 touchdowns, interception. His completions setting new school single game record. With the 7, Maryland's game record was freshman halfback Frank Wycheck, who patrolled flanks to catch record 15 passing for 106 yards. Clemson beat Long Beach State 59-0. Virginia beat Kansas 59-10. Senior quarterback Sean Moore passed for 3 touchdowns, ran fourth as Virginia trounced Kansas for official turf, reaching 130 degrees and summer sun. Cavaliers piled up 564 yards with no turnovers, only single penalty still. Coach George Welsh was dissatisfied, saying they did not execute that well, otherwise it would have been a lot closer in the first half. Virginia led 31-9 at halftime, thanks in part to Moore's 2 tallies, 16 seconds apart in the second quarter. Swift quarterback scored on a 2-yard run, and when Virginia defensive lineman David Ware forced fumble by Kansas quarterback Chip Hillary, Moore hit wide receiver Brian Satola on next play for 13-yard touchdown. Jayhawks were held to 235 yards, failed to score until nearly midway in the third quarter when kicker Dan Eckloff made 46-yard field goal. Cavaliers wide receiver Herman Moore then answered with 59-yard touchdown reception for 38-3 lead. Nebraska beat Baylor finally 13-0. Top 10 defenses of 1989 squared off with no touchdown scored until the last 22 seconds when Nebraska I-back Scott Baldwin celebrated his 21st birthday with a scoring run. Baylor was limited to 164 yards offense when quarterback Steve Needham's dismal 2 for 8, 28 yards in the air. Huskers kicker Greg Barrios had kicked 2 field goals in the second quarter for 6-0 halftime margin. So that includes a look at Week 1 college football season review, the 1990 college football season for 1990. Games are played for the week of August 25th and September 1st, 1990. September 3rd, here's the AP poll. Number 25, West Virginia. Number 24, Houston. Number 23, Oklahoma. 22, Michigan State. 21, Penn State. 20, Washington. 19, UCLA. 18, Ohio State. 17, Pittsburgh. 16, Brigham Young. 15, Arkansas. 14, Virginia. 13, Alabama. 12, Texas A&M. 11, Illinois. 10, Nebraska. 9, Clemson. 8, Tennessee. 7, Southern California. 6, Colorado. 5, Michigan. And a tie for the number 3 spot between Florida State and Auburn. And number 2 was Notre Dame. And number 1, Miami. So that includes a look at week number 1. Games that are played on August 25th, 1990, the week of September 1st, 1990. Please like, subscribe, comment on the channel. Review us Mad 2 on Sunday. Until then, talk to you soon. Like, subscribe, and comment. Talk to you soon.